This is Mike Guilfoyle with ARC, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Colin Masson. So, Colin, let's talk AI and sustainability. What have been your observations so far at the forum in terms of the intersection of AI and sustainability?
It's actually been an interesting set of conversations. So some have been on stage, right? Even in our opening keynote with some of our panelists from Aviva, from Siemens, from a startup. We kind of asked the question of those folks specifically: is there a sustainability and AI paradox? Because we're all focused on AI and all the potential benefits, and everyone gravitates right now, which we're trying to make them reconsider that not every problem has to be solved with generative AI. And so the responses I got were pretty consistent, which is, yes, there's a hit up front. I think IBM also hit this topic that, in their research, they really believe this is an upfront investment to get these big models trained. But then because they have such general applicability, the upfront cost has to be weighed against the fact that they will reduce so many use case costs. And so, yes, there is a potential short-term paradox in that they are more expensive to run, and frankly, some people are using the wrong tool. In the case, they're using generative AI to try and solve every industrial use case, which maybe leads me on to another insight I had just before we came to the conference, because I actually interviewed the chief AI officer. Yes, they exist, right? Chief AI officer of Schneider Electric.
They're not bots. They're actual real people.
They're actual real people. It's actually, remember we had chief digital officers,
Yeah.
and now we're seeing the emergence of chief AI officers. And of course, you've seen this in sustainability as well with dedicated roles. So the chief AI officer does exist. I expect we'll see many more of them. But I talked with Schneider Electric, who are obviously very high profile in energy management in particular. And I posed the same question to Philip Rumbach, who is that chief AI officer. And he gave the very insightful feedback, which is they look at every one of their solutions, whether it's existing or they're developing new solutions, obviously on a routine basis, for various energy management and optimization use cases. And every time they go through that process, they evaluate which is the right AI tool or technique for the job. Is it kind of classic machine learning? Is it a neural net problem? Is it a mixed mode problem, which you wouldn't address necessarily with a large language model? And as they go through that process, part of that process is cost, and that's often it's pure financial cost, but it's also the carbon footprint of every one of the potential ways they could solve that problem. And he shared, and you can listen to the podcast so you can hear him say it himself in an interview I did with him just a week or so ago. 9 times out of 10, they don't use Gen AI.
Sure.
Because of that impact. It's both expensive financially compared to a lot of other techniques, and it does have a bigger carbon footprint than a lot of other techniques right now. Now, over time, we're seeing, and again, we heard at the conference from various suppliers, the big boys, right? Microsoft, Siemens, etc., all talking about how they're going to shrink that impact. They're working on reducing the size of the models. They're innovating in their data centers, reducing water and energy consumption. So there's lots of focus on this point. But I think the overall takeaway is, yes, there is, I wouldn't call it a paradox because that infers it's a long-term thing. There's a short-term cost in terms of sustainability, mostly through energy and water consumptions in training and evolving these big AI models. But the fact that they're going to scale out and get used for many different use cases will rapidly overtake the upfront cost. It's like any other technology cycle, right? Over time, It gets more and more efficient.
So let's draw back a little bit.
Okay.
One of the things that I observed in some of my conversations today with Kate Scott from the Department of Energy and Andrew Oben from Bank of America, Billy Barden from Dow. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money, a lot of economic opportunity around sustainability. And sustainability, AI will also be used as a stick for compliance. So a system of systems needs to be built within, say, an industrial company where they're going to have systems of systems within their company, outside their company, and so on and so on and so on. What's the role of AI in the system of systems, do you believe, around sustainability?
Well, I would actually even go a level below that, which is a lot of the problems that we're going to face with AI, and we have it every day. We had SESME, Smart Manufacturing Institute, who focus a lot on not just the latest manufacturing techniques, but also energy usage and optimization in those smart manufacturing facilities. They were talking about the big data problem that we have. And part of what we've been talking about with customers, and I actually had Dow share some insights on this, I had Eaton Electronics share insights on this, Owens Corning sharing some insights on the fact that they're all working on solving that underlying problem of you need an industrial grade data fabric, because we still have the problem garbage in, garbage out, right? Yeah. And now, funny thing is, when you look at a lot of those use cases on whether it's in production, supply chain, your fundamental design of a product or a process, obviously skills gaps and how do you address those, sales and service, when you look at any of those use cases within each of those areas in the business, what do you need?
Sure.
You need data, and it has to be of high quality. But also, when you start thinking about sustainability, it's a lot of the same data you need, because you need the detail about the suppliers for scope 1, 2, 3. You need information about the products. You know this better than I do, right? But funny thing is, we start seeing, if we solve that industrial grade data fabric problem, we're almost inherently making progress on our sustainability needs for all the data that needs.
Well, let's leave it here. I thought was something remarkable that came from some research that we did. If you look at the top 3 technologies affecting manufacturing for the next 5 years, what are they? Artificial intelligence, clean energy technologies, and advanced analytics. It's no doubt. So.
Right.
Well, thanks for the time, Colin. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.